What is happening? Well, let's have a look at some things not related to cryptocurrency, and then let's look at some things that are related to cryptocurrency. Before I begin, I'll basically do a quick rundown of what I'm going to cover today. We had a new song released by Bryson Gray. It had over 1 million views, and it's probably still rising. I'm pretty sure it's doing okay on the Apple iTunes store as well. And then at the end of the video, I'll basically cover a article, or it's almost like an art piece, an art video. We'll see how YouTube's algorithm, if it lets me play this through without getting a censorship strike or a copyright infringement or whatever, or bad content, for instance. We'll see how we go. That basically will cover, well, I'll let it play and then I'll do a quick review on that as well. And then also during this, we'll have a look at some cool tweets, the inflation, and some other central bank digital currency. All right, let's go. Here we go. This is my my reaction video to this particular song. Bryson Gray released this today, and just have a listen. All right, here we go.
They gon' hate me for this one. Ayy, ayy, ayy. You know what's really wild? Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It's a pedo Peter every time the phone down. Wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mansion up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa. Here we go again. If it was Trump Jr., it would be on CNN. This what happens when you rich but you a slave to sin. This what happens when the devil knock you let him in. Nah, I don't care about who this offends. Buying crime family, they all belong in a pen. Buying loves minors, that's the real BLM. Call me what you want, but at least I ain't a damn. Wait, hold up, don't get mad at me. Am I tripping or is he in bed with Natalie? Why he recording all that? What's the strategy? If you do incest, you probably do bestiality. Hey, the president's son is a crackhead, but you the smartest guy, he know that's what your dad said. Is he the real president or a jack led? Why is everyone that voted for your dad dead? Hey, you know what's really wild? Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It's a pedo Peter every time the phone down. Wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mansion up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa, all the women in your phone, can we check the age? Wasn't you on Epstein Island? Can we check the page? Hunter needs to be in prison, put him in the cage. I thought he was clean, seemed like he ain't changed his ways. And that ain't working for Verizon, how he get a raise? 10% for the big guy, who all getting paid? I still don't know why he recorded, is it blackmail? But do you really think any of them will go to jail? They satanic and all of them will go to hell. You a lame Hunter and your daddy lame as well. It's obvious, but if you blind and read it in braille, will the corruption never end? Only time will tell. President's son is a crackhead, but you the smartest guy, he know that's what your dad said. Is he the real president or a jack led? Why is everyone that voted for your dad dead? Hey, you know what's really wild? Got your own son calling you a pedophile. Why you getting called that by your own child? It's a pedo Peter every time the phone down. Wow, Hunter arguing with hookers while he wearing crack. Whoa, they call it a conspiracy, but I'm saying facts. Whoa, in the mansion up in Cali, but who pay for that? Whoa, the media gon' cover it up like he ain't get hacked. Whoa.
That was on fire right there. I don't know if you can if you've been following basically what's been happening with the whole, I think it was a 4chan leak, and I'm not even sure. You can look at some of the content that's come out. I have it myself, and yeah, it's disgusting. This song, this bit of art breaks it all down, basically what's been happening. Now moving on, switching gear to the inflation and what causes inflation. Let's have a look here. Oh no, this is the digital yuan. Again, this is wonderful. Oh, inflation. Oh, bond slumping because, you know, the rates are going up. And we got the Dutch farmers fighting back against government, bowing to enviro radicals. You know, it's good though in this article. And this one is saying, oh, it's bad because it could spark food issues. It's like, no shit. What do you think the farmers are protesting for? They're explaining what how much power we all hold as individuals. But who cares about that? You know, we just got to listen to what we're told, you know. Again, here's Drudge Report. Oh, that's new, 11.3% in producer index. Jumbo Fed hike, they're talking about 1%, 9.1% inflation. And here we go, 18% of Americans say Biden should run for re-election in 2024. Honestly, I think they need to have age limits. It's sometimes, like, I feel sad for the guy because I know my old man's aging a little bit, and he even says himself, he can't see him running the country at that age or similar. Basically, we've got the monetary policy of the United States comprises the Federal Reserve's actions and communications to promote maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates. But the Federal Reserve is not a part of the government. It's a private entity. It's as federal as Federal Express, Federal Primers, not government run, you know? But then also covering the tax. Oh, and Richard Hart points this out. Just imagine if the Federal Reserve was disbanded. Imagine if it was audited first and it was discovered that it should be disbanded. This came out probably about 10 minutes ago. Doxing my time zone, doesn't matter. Digital Yuan increases in test sites. So they're actively rolling out, you know, central bank digital currency wonderfulness, track and trace, track your spend, limit your movement, all the good things that you are clearly born into, you know, like we're some sort of pod in the matrix. And before we go review the last video, I found on here, relevant to Australia, not financial advice. I went through and I've been watching this website for ages. I remember at one stage they even said your staking. Have I got that open? No, I haven't. They said, oh, you know, your staking is actually provide the ATO with your private keys, and that way we can verify everything. Keep that as a record in your transactions if we ever need it. So they were like literally saying that. I've been watching it closely. They keep updating, which is a good thing because as they learn, they change their worldview. They're quite... See, look, this site's got on the staking mechanism. All right, Universe doesn't really cover that, so I won't. But yeah, anyway, then it basically said here, this is funny. My understanding, the AT, blah, 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 trick staking rewards. You can read that, you can pause, read. Basically, it seems to... It almost reads like there's another hexagon asking this particular forum feedback. They basically say they can only go about the information which they've got, which has been updated again, and if you want, you can actually seek a private ruling, because you can't just make your own laws up. So I had a look quickly and I found, you can actually request private rulings and also early engagement for advice. However, I'm thinking about personally just going straight for a private ruling and laying out, explaining how Hex is different to other stakes. And we might see if actually we can do that, because, oh my god, how's that? Staking. Yeah, so they've changed it here, and here we go. They've called it now staking in the role of forgers, and they've made it more simple, easy to follow. Again, I'm not sure they actually understand the difference between, say, Celsius, and providing your crypto to someone else, earning yield for your crypto, and then obviously in that case, it's not. Do you call that staking? Is that classified as staking? Apparently, that's staking, but that staking is the same as staking in. I think I was having trouble actually finding a protocol or a cryptocurrency that you'd actually stake into it to proof of stake, and you provide it to the definition here, basically helping to secure the network and helping mine blocks. And then when you mine blocks, you get a reward, like a miner, basically, but proof of stake. And it says here, not airdrops. Anyway, as a forger who creates a new block, so they're referring to something like Cardano or some shit. Don't invest in that shit. As a forger who creates a new block, you'll usually receive reward in the form. They said that their staking is defined by that, and it's also defined by like in Celsius. So those two are completely, in my honest opinion, those two are completely different to Hex. Now I'm trying and explain that to them. We'll see what the reaction I get from them. I'll send them in letter form because I don't like the layout that they've actually got in an online form. I can see some idiot like picking it up and just being like, oh, no, rejected, you know, not even looking into the nitty gritty of, you know, how the Hex stake is like a stake of, you know, of your Hex that you're putting away, you're locking away, and you are then actually basically, it's you on the contract, it's trustless, you know, it's only you can mint it, it's your keys, it's your own work basically. And when if you don't meet all the criteria, you can get emergency end states, and it can nuke your entire account. And then it's just, there's so many complexities to it, you know. It's like, it's brilliant, it's simple but brilliant at the same time. I'm not going to get into the T-shares with them. But it's just going to be like, look, it's you on the contract. You send it, you basically burn it. I'm not going to get into the burn function, but it's like your principal, you put it in, you in the contract, you run the function, you serve the time at the end of that. If you do serve the time, if you do mint it, you then get your principal back. You then get your calculated extra tokens. And then my argument simply is, from that point, it maybe, just maybe, it's your own work that you've produced more of the token, so therefore it could be treated as an asset. We'll see what they say. We'll see what they say. But that aside, that's pretty much it. Like, what else? Yeah, we'll do a quick review of this one. Now I'll turn my
What we are seeing in Sri Lanka is system failure, and that is nothing to celebrate. There is no victory in system failure. In fact, it is what these tyrants are counting on. It's part of the plan, and it's been their business model for decades. As simple as the mafia movies on TV. The World Bank and the IMF strong-arm world leaders into accepting loans that are designed to bankrupt the nation, while the CIA acts as management, secretly administering to the overthrow of national sovereignty and the looting of the nation's wealth. This international mafia organization has been doing it like this for years because it always works. They know that once the people become a hungry, angry mob, they can be controlled like animals. And this reactive behavior is exactly what these globalist crooks are counting on. It's why they are destroying the world's economies and creating a food crisis. So the answer is to become proactive. And that is exactly what the Dutch are now showing us. How the people of the world can achieve victory against the tyrants of the New World Order. The prolific farmers of the Netherlands are the second biggest food exporters in the world. And they know that the world economic...
See, and that's what I was saying with this article. They're saying, oh, it's so bad because the, you know, it could spark a food security fear. And it's like, well, that's the whole point of the protest, like legally and lawfully, peacefully and politically. They're pointing out that they do not want their land and to be taken from them because of the government regulation, which would put them out of a job due to the pollution or something like that. I'll continue on.
Economic Forum is planning on buying up their land and cutting off the food supply for billions of people. And they also know that the people united are an unstoppable force. And so they united against tyranny and peacefully, with unstoppable strength, shut down the system. The shelves in many stores are now empty, but it's on their terms. And the people now have the upper hand, as it should be, and could be everywhere if we want it. The New World Order's plan is for all nations to collapse. which tells us that we must not wait until system failure. We must act now. Many people all over the world are now starting to rise up together with the Dutch farmers. Rising up, not as a reactive, hungry, angry mob, but as a righteous people, united in a love for humanity. Society is made up of we the people, and we must now peacefully take control of it. This is the path to victory, and time is quickly running out. The lockdowns are coming back.
The pandemic isn't over.
So this guy talking is Australia's current Prime Minister. And the person that follows this is actually South Australia's State Minister. And they repeat the talking point of then they will play Joe Biden. And basically, Labour is very similar to the Democrats in the US, you know, sort of equivalent of. I know they're two very different countries, well, kind of the way that the government runs. But in essence, Labour is comparable to, you know, the Democrats and Joe Biden. And we'll continue.
Over.
As we've said, the pandemic is not over.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead.
China has announced 5 more years of lockdowns. And if you're awake by now, then you know they're coming back everywhere, with quarantine camps and forced business closures, all designed to mentally break us and collapse society. If we were to believe that we are powerless and weak, or domesticated pets, then yes, the only path would be to wait until the food runs out and then join the angry mob. But if we were to believe that we were righteous and powerful, then we would just fix it. So what's the plan, fellow humans? Do we wait for the inevitable collapse and lose everything, celebrating system failure? Or do we learn from the Dutch and take control of everything and fix the system so that it serves we the people? Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Resse.
Personally, I thought that report, that bit of art, that information was absolute fire. Do with it what you will. But I think leading on from that, knowing that, you could have something like a cryptocurrency that allows you to empower yourself, that you interact with the contract, that you are able to free yourself from the 9 to 5 just above broke, you know? That is all I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed this particular song as much as I did. Maybe you didn't follow all this. I don't know. I'm sort of follow some interesting things. But yeah, with that 4chan link, I think that's a better way to cover this than actually going through the 4chan forums and seeing what the weirdness, okay, the criminality of that particular individual. It's not even alleged, it's like video footage of shit with like, we might even have timestamps, but yeah, anyway, who cares, you know, who cares? All right, that is about it. Nothing else, yeah. All right, have a good one, everyone. Catch you next time.